Hello and welcome back to another episode of White Album 2. We are playing through the closing chapter and we're on Chiaki's route. Chiaki's revealed to the troop president that she thinks she's pregnant, and now they're kind of discussing what it is that they're going to do.
それでも今回だけは絶対に譲らない。初日の舞台に立つのはこの私。たとえ舞台の上で力尽きたとしてもね。
俺もそう願ってはいるけどな。いや、力尽きる方じゃなくて。
それにさ、もし違ってたら男つなぎ止めるのに使えないじゃん。こういうのははっきりさせない方がいいんだよ。女になって今度は母になってさ、また演技の幅広がるかな。
That's not a good thing to say about your future child. Chiaki is on top of me. It wasn't sudden, nor was she so forceful that I couldn't resist. I simply went along with it. In order for Chiaki to show her trump card, Chiaki averted her gaze downwards for a moment and muttered something, and then used her lips to shut mine up. A massive amount of Chiaki's saliva flows down my throat, to the point where I feel like I could choke. Next, she loudly sucks on my lips, then scoops up the mixture of our saliva with her tongue, swallowing it with an audible gulp. During this time, I didn't do anything. I silently accepted Chiaki's sudden and passionate advances. Just as my lips did, my body remained still as well.
な、春樹、気持ちいいっしょ。
これが切り札なのか？
どれだけ口では嫌がってても、体は正直だからね。
男のセリフだろ、それ。
別に私、男役もやれるよ。
俺に女役は無理。
別に男でもいいよ、春樹なら。
Chiaki's lips press against mine again. Her tongue forces its way inside, and she violates the inside of my mouth, squirming her way across every bit with the sticky tip of her tongue. I didn't move at all. It wasn't just my tongue, but also my gums, the back of my chin, and the insides of my cheeks. She licked every corner of it while letting out sweet moans. But...
どうして？
何が？
どうして吸ってくんないの？返してくんないの？
気持ちよくないからに決まってんだろ。
Ooh. Sharp.
前はあんなに気持ちよさそうだったのに、体のどこも馴染んでたってのに。
心の通ってない体だけのつながりなんて、ただ粘膜で摩擦係数が減って滑らかになった反復運動だろ。気持ちいいとかわけわかんないね。
Wow, Haruki, that is some scalding. Oof. There's still a bit of our saliva trailing from the corner of my mouth. But I do my best to steel my senses. The sharp, sober remark I mumbled meant for both myself and her. Chiaki probably thinks I'm just being stubborn.
何言ってんの、春樹。そんなの初めての時からずっとそうだったよ。
No, it really hadn't.
そっか。
I've said something that I really didn't want to say. and I can only prepare for the inevitable response she'll have.
あの時のお前、全部演技だったのか？ほんの少しでさえも本気が混ざってなかったって言い切れるのか？
完璧にね。
あの無責任で適当な笑顔も。
ほら、今やってみせようか。
あのあったかさも。
裸で抱き合えば誰でもあったかくなるよ。ああ、摩擦係数は高い方がいいかな。
あの時のあの表情も。
初めてにしちゃいい感じだったでしょ。微妙に痛そうで。けど泣き叫ぶほどでもなくってさ。
千秋。
何？また泣いてんの、春樹。
人の心読むなよ。
My eyes are still unable to shed tears, which is fascinating to me because this is super heartbreaking. But Chiaki's capable of peering through my heart just by looking at my expression. It's one of the skills she possesses after how she's ad-libbed such situations many times until now.
でもさ、今さらあんたがショックを受ける理由なんかないんだよ。
どうして？
だって他でもない。春樹がそう言ったんだよ。私はずっと演技してるって。
As I reject Chiaki's masquerade, the real Chiaki disapproves of my denial of her. As much as I hope it's a lie, if she's saying that it was all an act, then that's how things are. If she's not putting on an act right now, it means that she was putting an act back then. This is an incomprehensible contradiction.
私に表現できない感情なんかない。だから私に騙されない人間はいない。
Well, except yourself, really. Chiaki's palm insistently strokes my cheek again.
それがたとえ演技だとバレてても引き込んでしまえばこっちのもの。
Her wet eyes loom over me, heavy with desire as they reflect my miserable expression.
特に春樹のことを愛する気持ちなら大得意。何しろここ半年ずっとその思いに縛られるように心をカスタマイズしてたんだから。
Supposing I had the same skill Chiaki possesses, would I be able to picture the spectacle of tears flowing out of her glistening eyes?
だから春樹、私の気持ちが演技なのか本気なのかなんて、そんなの些細な問題じゃん。
That's definitely not a trivial matter to Haruki. But even if I could picture it, what would that even prove? I can't tell if Chiaki's tears are real or an act. No, I'm sure they're an act. That's why I just can't tell what's real.
ねえ、抱いてよ。
She's already had her act figured out. So why is Chiaki so insistent about shoving that reality into my face? Does this mean she's not doing this because she wants to seduce me? What is it that she really wants? What exactly is her supposed trump card?
もうお前じゃ立たないって言っただろ。
じゃあ試してみよっか。
No, that's disgusting.
千秋。
Chiaki's hands crawl toward my pants.
春樹が私で本当に立たないのか、触っても舐めても口に含んであげても本当に全然反応しないのか確かめてあげる。
Honestly, this is really terrible. Her hands skillfully undo my belt and pull my zipper down.
その代わり私の口で大きくなったらあんたの負け。その時はペナルティとしてちゃんと中に出してもらうからね。
いい加減に。
If I resist her now, she'll realize that I've been putting up a front. Or rather, she will misunderstand that, leaving me with no choice but to forcibly turn away.
久しぶりだな、この匂い。なんだかこれだけで濡れてきちゃったみたい。
やめろ、千秋。お前、もうあさって舞台だろ。
もうすぐ舞台だからこそ春樹の感触思い出しておかないと。
どうして？
小木曽刹那を完璧に再現するためだよ。彼女の気持ちになって春樹に抱かれて。
Ooh, that's where you're wrong.
そんなのなれるわけないだろ。
どうして？
俺刹那を抱いたことなんかないから。だから今俺に抱かれると刹那になれなくなるぞ。それでもいいのかよ。
This time, there's no doubt about it. Tears are spilling from the corners of my eyes. Because I regret it. Because I've just made an utterly miserable confession. Because I've revealed a secret I share exclusively with someone precious to me, to another person yet again.
一度も？
そんなこと聞き返すな。
While the very person for whom I've broken that bond of trust doesn't even think of me as someone precious to her, even in the slightest. That's painful. Regardless, Chiaki's hands suddenly stopped moving. We're currently in an awkwardly suggestive and ridiculous position, but neither of us is capable of laughing about it right now. Her eyes are still locked onto me, and I can imagine my downcast expression reflected in them. I can't bring myself to make sure of that, however. After all, I can no longer look Chiaki directly in the eye.
立ち悪いな。プラトニックのあれかよ。
Just as I started to wonder how much longer this awkward situation would last, Chiaki suddenly moved away.
はあ、本当に立たないんだもんな、このインポめ。
千秋。
Wow, what a terrible thing to say and do to somebody.
なんてね。そうしちゃったのは私か。
Had she had enough? Did she give up? Or is there another reason? Chiaki reverts to her usual listless voice and expression and slowly stands up.
ああ、せっかく体の相性良かったのにな。初めての男にしとくにはもったいないくらいにさ。
Chiaki fixes her disheveled clothes and grabs her bag, but leaves the envelope with the tickets on the table.
しょうがない。今日はおとなしく帰るわ。明日は最後の追い込みだしね。
Her words have also completely changed to match her attitude, and she's now showing me that she's completely lost all interest in me. Assuming the attitude she's taking with me is no mere act, that is. But if it's no mere act, then what?
じゃあね。
千秋!
My cry out to Chiaki came a moment too late. She'd already walked out the door. But... yeah,
やっぱする気になった？
A few moments later, Chiaki opened the door and asked me that, looking slightly uncomfortable.
今日のお前、本当に全部演技だったのか？
え？
It's only natural for her to feel uncomfortable. After all, if she's putting on an act right now, she's doing a rather poor job of it.
ほんの少しでさえも本気が混ざってなかったって言い切れるのか？
いや、それはさ。
She would wait for a moment before closing the door if she was only acting. She'd expect me to try and stop her, right?
もし演技じゃないのなら、そう言ってくれ。
春樹？
If she wasn't acting when she tried to leave earlier, it means that Chiaki is no longer interested in me. But what if it was just an act?
本当のこと、真実を語るって宣誓してから言ってくれ。でないと俺、やっぱりお前の言ってること信じられない。
If the attitude she's taking with me right now is merely an act, then it means that the real Chiaki hasn't lost interest in me.
そんなこと言われたってさ、私が何言っても春樹もう信じてくれないじゃん。
If it was just an act after she pinned me down, what Chiaki was truly seeking wasn't just a physical relationship.
じゃあさ、本当のこと言うときは合図くれよ。例えばさ、両手を胸に当てるとか。
This is so stupid. Like, you shouldn't have to make up a hand cue for telling the truth. If everything she did after coming here today was just an act, then the real Chiaki isn't the usual Chiaki anymore.
なんなのそれ。意味わかんない。
If the very decision to come over today was part of an act, she hasn't given a proper explanation as to why she actually came here.
俺と約束してくれ。俺が信じられる千秋を一つだけでも残してくれ。
春樹。
It's the Epimenides paradox. Izumi Chiaki herself claims that Izumi Chiaki is a liar.
出ないと冷たく突き放す千秋を見捨てていいのか、優しく抱きしめてくれる千秋を求めていいのか、わかんないんだよ、俺。
Chiaki is too contradictory today. What she just did had no goal or meaning whatsoever. Who was she trying to deceive?
私の方からすがれっての？泣きながらあんたに許しを請えっての？
演技じゃなくてって制限がつくけどだ。
バカじゃないのあんた。
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
それ演技か？合図がないけど。
信じる信じないはあんたの問題でしょ。演技だろうが本気だろうが、それが私の言葉だ。
千秋。
そこまで言うなら見分け方教えてあげるよ。信じられないのは私の演技が下手だった時、信じられるのは私の演技が完璧だった時。ただそれだけの違いだよ。
This is so unlike her. The way she just lashed out at me didn't touch me at all. It's unimaginable, given how impeccable her acting should be. Without a doubt, Chiaki is acting really strangely today. I have no idea in what direction she tried to sway my heart. I really can't see what she was trying to accomplish if she only wanted to make me mad.
話はそんだけ。じゃあ今度こそ帰るね。
I didn't stop her from leaving this time. Chiaki slams the door shut as she leaves. Honestly, it's for the better though, Haruki. Like, if you can't tell when someone's lying to you and when it's not, what kind of a relationship are you gonna build? And then...
ああ、そう。一つだけ言い忘れてた。
Chiaki shows off a bit more of her terrible acting once again.
愛してたよ、春樹。私ほどあんたを分かってる人間は他にいない。
Whew. And even until the very end, she refused to show the cue I asked her for, never placing her hands on her chest. Poor Haruki. He's really trying. I don't think he should be, but he really is.
おい、誰かそっち持って。ああ、ダメダメ。ちょっとストップ。ずれてるってここ。
お弁当届きました。手の空いた人から先に食事済ませてください。
いよいよだな。構想3年、脚本三月、制作一月、瀬ノ内明のライフワーク、ここに結実だ。
It's pretty incredible coming down to this.
ここで死ぬんだ、私。
ま、それは冗談にしても、いつ倒れてもおかしくないくらいの気合の入れようではあったな。
別にいつものことじゃん。
今回は特別だよ。姫の背中に引っ張られて誰一人脱落しなかった。いつもなら一公演終わるたびに5人は減ってたのに。
いつもより勝手にやってたつもりだけどね。
ああ、いつもより無茶してた。壊れる寸前、本当のギリギリまで自分を追い込んでた。 その気合がみんなに伝わったんだろう。
別に座長や団員のためにやってることなんか何一つとしてないんだけどね。
She is the definition of insufferable actress or actor.
追い込まれた理由に関してはどうでもいい。姫の苦悩しつつも必死で前に進む姿勢がみんなに感銘を与えたわけだからな。
どういう意味？
直前リハじゃ普通だったから気づかなかったけど、さっき部室に行ったらビビったぞ。
ああ、
とりあえず立ち入り禁止にしてある。片付けるのに1日はかかりそうだったからな。ノートだけは修理に出しといた。あの調子じゃ買い替えだろうけどな。
Oh boy.
弁償すりゃいいでしょ。態度改めろとか言うなよ。私を強制しようとかすんなよ。
本番前だからな。そういうこともあるだろう。別に俺は怒ってないよ。
ならいい。
結局彼氏と仲直りできなかったのか。一昨日稽古抜け出した時会いに行ったんだろう。
Bummer.
言ってる意味わかんないね。
例の切り札も通用しなかったと。やっぱ普段の言動が言動だから全然信用されなかったとか。
座長、
いや、本番前の緊張をほぐすための軽口。全部ジョークであり、そこに真実味は皆無。
What a perfectly placed joke. Wow.
そんな余計な気を使ってもらわなくても結構。私生活は芝居には何の支障もないから、私の場合。
いやまあ、それは今までの実績からも信じてるけどな。
座長のお望み通り、今日は最高の演技を見せてやるからね。
私生活とは何の関係もなくな。
本番まであと4時間です。そろそろ設営の方終わらせちゃってください。
じゃあ俺は控室の方戻るけど、姫はどうする？
私はまだしばらくここにいるよ。
寒いだろここ。大丈夫か？
平気。
She really needs to get some sleep.
姫はよくてもお腹のじゃあリハーサルでな。
Yeah, that's a touchy subject.
切り札は最後まで取っておいてこそ切り札なんだよ。
The lack of communication in White Album 2 strikes again. My goodness.
日中から夜にかけまして寒気が太平洋側までせり出してきます。関東地方、今後も厳しい寒さが予想されます。今夜のお天気です。山間部だけでなく平野部でも雪が降る可能性が高くなっています。
Although it's going to be March by tomorrow, the way the wind pierces my skin suggests that there's still quite a long time before the first day of spring will arrive. Keeping true to the weather forecast, the sky is shrouded by gloomy, ashen clouds, such that my sense of time feels distorted. It's hard to believe it's only 1 p.m. right now. But the weather isn't the only reason why my sense of time feels distorted. It's the last day of February, and university students have entered their spring break, while high school students are transitioning to self-studying, given that the entrance exam period has passed and their results have been released. This station is the second nearest to my university, and it was never really a prosperous area to begin with. It feels as if there's more than a small trickle of people coming and going, no matter the time. A florist single-mindedly tends to her flowers, illuminated by the dim lighting of her store, seemingly unconcerned about the prospect of any customers visiting. A part-timer, middle-aged lady diligently stocks the shelves of a supermarket's storefront. An elderly person leisurely strolls by the shopping district without a destination in mind, accompanied by a girl who seems to be their granddaughter pushing their wheelchair. Nothing has changed since I enrolled in high school. I'm witnessing the same scenery as if time never passed here in this station. that's only 15 minutes away from the school grounds by foot. I've noticed that the florist has more gray hairs on her head, though. And I've noticed that the number of stores that are still operating within this district has reduced by about 3. That is extremely specific. And the braided girl, who worked part-time in the supermarket. Oh, my beautiful braided hair, glasses Setsuna.
ごめんなさい、遅くなっちゃって。
俺が早く来てただけだよ。時間通りだ。
春樹くんが30分前に来るって分かってたのに、その時間に合わせられなくてごめんなさい。
She quit her job 3 years ago to become the singer of a certain band for a school festival. Here we go.
OK です。
よし、じゃあ音楽ストップ。第1幕出だしのところにセットしといて。
Wow. Look at that. Incredible.
舞台装置の方はどうやらトラブルもなく予定通り準備できたみたいだな。
奇跡だねこりゃ。
私、ここ入って2年目ですけど、こんなこと初めてです。
こうも順調にいくとかえって不気味だよな。本番で何かとんでもないことが起こらなきゃいいけど。
Don't jinx it.
経験を重ねて成熟したんだよ、うちも。
ま、そりゃ認めるけど、最初の頃なんか素人ばっかでひどかったもんな。何しろ初公演の時の団員なんてたったの5人だぜ。
他のサークルからヘルプ頼んだりな。裏方だけじゃなく主演男優まで。
しかも公演が終わった後がまた大トラブルでさ、2人に抜けられて他の劇団にもソース感食らって。
あ、でもあの初公演感動しましたよ。私、あれ見てここ入ろうって思いましたもん。
Aww.
俺もっすけど。
I mean, Chiaki is really inspiring. There's no doubt about that. She just has to learn human emotion. She has to learn empathy.
田中と吉田が入ってきてくれて助かったよ。でなきゃあそこで間違いなく空中分解してた。
だってあの時の瀬内さんすごかったですもん。どうしても一緒にやってみたいって。
俺もっすけど。続けていかないとな。ここまで育ったんだから。
だな。何があろうとも誰がかけようとも。
そういえば座長、あんた結局大学の方はどうなったの？卒業？それとも除籍？
あ、そういえば明日卒業式でしたっけ？でもその割には。
卒業なんかできるわけないよな。つまりあんたはもう北条大のサークルの責任者としては。
Aww.
何言ってんだ。俺はこのワトソーだな。たかが大学の一演劇サークルとして終わらせる気はないぞ。
いや、そういう問題じゃなくて、大学側とのいろんな事務手続きとか交渉事とか。
例えばこの北ホール、学籍がなくても借りられるんでしょうかね。
さっき続けていこうぜってみんなで誓い合ったばかりなのに。
The life of a what was he, 7th year student?
いや座長、それとこれとは。
そろそろリハーサル始めますよ。開演まであと2時間切ってますし。
ああ、ごめん。よし、じゃあ最終リハ行くぞ。一度幕を下ろして。準備はいいか、姫。
完璧。
なんだよその顔色。それにその汗も。
入れ込みすぎかな。まだリハなのにね。
それで説明つくもんなのか。
Yikes. You gotta take care of yourself. Very, very important.
ねえ、今度はここ寄りたいんだけどいいかな。
ここ？
ちょっと春樹くんが入るには辛いかな。完全に女の子向けのお店みたいだし。
いや、そういう意味じゃないんだけどな。
どうしたの？なんだか急にすごい汗が。
なんでもない。いいよ、入ろう。
無理しなくてもいいんだよ。別にどうしても欲しいものがあるわけじゃないんだし。
いや、無理してるとかじゃないんだ。本当に行くぞ。
ちょっと春樹くん。いらっしゃいませ。いつもありがとうございます。
Oh boy, back to that same jewelry store. Alright, we will stop off here. Thank you so much for being here on this episode of Chiaki's Route, and I'll be back to you soon with more. Until then, I hope you take care. See you!